Sammy, you want to intro my video for me? Hi guys, it's Sammy. Welcome to another video. I'm just kidding. Alright, I've been sitting here for a couple of minutes waiting for her to like lay down or something and she's not. So we're just gonna start this video. Hey guys, it's Bex. Welcome to another 12-hour readathon. Sammy's gonna be distracting me in this intro because she's just so cute. The reason for this video is one, because yes, I wanted to do it, but two, because I had another video planned to go up right before Halloween, and unfortunately I won't be able to get it up by then, and therefore it's pointless because of the concept of the video. So we're scrapping that, and instead I needed another video to post soon because I've been slacking in October, and these videos are pretty quick because they only take place over a couple days, and I can also read a lot in them, and also this month has been a slower reading month for me. So for those reasons, we're doing another 12-hour readathon. I know I just did one like 2 videos ago maybe, which is very recent, but it was also close to a month ago in terms of when I filmed it, so it's been a while. Sammy. So we're doing another one, and I was also thinking of doing this one kind of spooky books only, and we're still going to be doing spooky books in this, but not only spooky books, because I am still in the middle of the book I was reading before. I didn't quite get it read before I wanted to start this video, so we'll just start there with our little TBR for this 12-hour readathon. The first book, and the one that I'm in the middle of currently, being Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. Oh, Sammy, lay down. I'm obsessed with her. As you can see, I am getting close. Getting close to being done, kind of. I have 120 pages left. I'm on page 334, so we'll definitely be able to finish this in the first 2-ish hours, probably, maybe a little faster, and I'll probably just wait to tell you guys what this is about when I do in fact finish it, because we are kind of close to being done with it. But it is a standalone young adult fantasy novel, and I'm really liking it so far. And if you saw my TBR, October TBR video, or my fall TBR video, or even videos from last fall, then you know that I've had this book for a long time and I really wanted to read it. It was my main priority this fall, I would say, and I can in fact say that I will have finished it by this fall, so that is very exciting. And then I have 2 books on my Kindle that I'm hoping to read. The first one being Hidden Pictures by Jason Rekulak, which I actually didn't know was on Kindle Unlimited before like a month ago, so I was so excited about that because I literally think I had it on hold at my library, and then I realized it was on Kindle Unlimited. However, I'm hoping that the Kindle version has the pictures, because if you have heard of this book or anyone talk about this book, you have probably also heard that it deals with like spooky drawings that a little boy draws, and the book has the pictures of the drawings in it, which I heard just makes your reading experience so much better, getting to see those as you read. So I'm hoping it does. I would be kind of annoyed and surprised if it didn't. So hopefully it does, but that is like a thriller, horror, suspense kind of book. And then the other one that I would be interested in reading, there's so many good books in my Kindle that I want to read, I'm just now realizing, but the other one is What Lies in the Woods by Kate Alice Marshall, which is again kind of in the same vein as Hidden Pictures. It is like a thriller. There's a mystery involving some deaths. So those are the main 3 books. If I read one of these kind of spookier Kindle books and I'm not feeling like reading another one right after, the only other one that I would probably pick up in this video is one that I'm so excited about. Like, you don't even know how excited I am, and I know that I want to read it in a video just because I have a feeling I'm gonna absolutely love it. And that is this gorgeous book, Alchemy of Secrets by Stephanie Garber. But I don't know if I'm quite ready to read it because it's like so anticipated that I almost don't want to read it right away, because I don't want to have to wait however long till the next book, because this is going to be, I believe, a trilogy. but at least a duology. But it's on my radar to read very soon. If I don't read it in this video, it's probably going to be read right after. Okay, well, with that, all that being said, that's my little TBR for this 12-hour readathon. I have my iPad right here set to 12 hours, and I have my water. I told myself that I'm gonna finish this whole water before I drink anything else. So yeah, we're just going to start the 12 hours, and I want to put it somewhere that you guys can see it, but I don't know where that's gonna be. Can you see that? I need to check. All right, yes, you can. Starting our 12 hours right now. Oh my goodness, my cat is playing in my pile of laundry. Cool. It all just fell on the ground. Oh, this is dirty. Although it is fall right now, unfortunately, and this paragraph is about snow and winter, but it's still so atmospheric, and I really like how she describes it, and I'll just read it to you guys. Outside, snowflakes fell glittering past the glass. The snow had begun overnight. Elizabeth had been awake to see the first flakes drift down. It had fallen steadily ever since. Now a thick coat blanketed the gargoyles, who shook themselves occasionally, sending up sparkling puffs of white. A shimmering layer of ice glazed the branches of the thorn bushes and the rooftops across the street. She gazed in wonder at the scene.
Another fair relationship, guess it's back to situationships, till this old dying soul feels half alive.
This is kind of sad.
For opportunity, for me still late to Tennessee, and I hope it comes by 2025. There's a four-way stop on a one-way road.
Done. Oh, I gotta stop the timer. 10 hours, 20 minutes left. So yes, I finished it in less than 2 hours. Yay. And it's literally only 2 o'clock. So I'm doing pretty good. I would be happy to probably get to like 7 hours left on the timer today. I mean, half would obviously be ideal because then I could finish it tomorrow, but my goal is to at least finish it by Monday, and it's Saturday today, by the way, because that's my weekend. So that's the main goal, but I would like to either have barely any left on Monday or none. So we'll see what happens. So I can tell you now about this book and obviously what I thought of it. This is about this girl, Elizabeth, who is they call her a foundling in one of these great libraries. There's like 6 of them, and she has lived there her whole life basically. So she has like a deep kind of connection with these books, and they aren't only books, they are grimoires that are magical and can transform into monsters. And one day at this library that she lives at, one of the grimoires, a dangerous one at that, is released, and in the act of Elizabeth trying to stop it and save the city basically from this grimoire turned monster, she gets accused of releasing the grimoire herself, and because of this she meets this sorcerer, Nathaniel, who is basically her sworn enemy because sorcerers and librarians believe like the total opposite. Librarians think that sorcerers are evil and magic is evil, but they kind of unravel some information, and therefore they have to kind of work together to unravel, it says, a centuries-old conspiracy. As I said before, it is just a standalone, which is really nice. I feel like, I mean, obviously there are a lot, but I find at least that I usually lean more towards series in the fantasy genre, which are also amazing. I love a series. I love really getting connected to the characters in the world over multiple books. But with that being said, a standalone is so nice sometimes because it's not a big commitment. You can, you know, read it in like a week and you're done with it. And I love that right now because I am in the middle of a lot of series and I need to not start any new ones. So it was really good. I really liked it. It isn't super short. It's like 450 pages, which I think is perfect because for fantasy, I do feel like it kind of needs to be a little bit longer if it is going to be a standalone to, you know, get you connected to the characters, kind of do the world building and understand the fantastical elements, the magic, etc. So this one is pretty simple. It's pretty easy to get into. It's not confusing at all. I mean, it's YA, so you know, not surprised by that, but I feel like the pacing was really good. There were like basically no slow parts or lulls in the plot, and it also didn't seem stagnant ever, which I guess is kind of the same thing, but we had multiple different places that the story takes place, and it's kind of a bunch of little separate mini plots to get to the main plot, so it just seemed very layered. And yeah, I really liked it. I still need to do my rating breakdown and figure out my final rating that way, because that is how I rate my books, if you don't know. But I'm honestly thinking as of right now it's probably like a 4.5 star, but once I do my breakdown, which I will definitely have done by the end of this video, and when I edit this video I will put it on the screen for you, my final rating. But highly recommend. It definitely is kind of like that dark magic. There's like demons in it, which to be honest, not my favorite, but it didn't take away from my enjoyment of the story, surprisingly. So even if that sounds like something that you might not like either, I don't know, the way that they're portrayed specifically with a character in this book is not your typical like evil demon, so if that makes sense at all. And I loved how there's so much talk of books, and how the books, because they are magical grimoires, have like feelings almost. It was really cool, especially if you love books. So great for the fall, which is what I was expecting because of everything about it. So that did not disappoint, and this book in general didn't disappoint. Really enjoyed it. So now we're going to choose our next book, which is going to be either What Lies in the Woods or Hidden Pictures. Something in me is kind of leaning more towards What Lies in the Woods, but Hidden Pictures is on my October TBR and What Lies in the Woods is not. And although I think I will get to both of these books in this video, in this 12 hours, I don't know that for sure. And it is nearing the end of the month very quickly, so I think I'm going to read Hidden Pictures. This book, from what I know, is about this young woman who gets the job as a nanny for this little boy and his family, and she notices him drawing these kind of creepy, disturbing pictures, and they increasingly get more detailed. Like they start as like stick figures and just very childlike, because this child is pretty young. I think he's like 5, I want to say. I could be wrong on that. They evolve into being like way beyond the ability of a 5-year-old to draw. At the same time, kind of weird things start happening around them, and she begins to just suspect that they're in danger. But I think she also might kind of be an unreliable narrator, because she has a past with like addiction, and she's not even sure if it's just herself going crazy or if it's the truth and they're actually in danger, stuff like that. So sounds really good. I'm really excited, and I will definitely let you guys know if it does have pictures in it, like I was saying, because I really hope so. We're gonna start reading Hidden Pictures as our second book. Time to start the timer again. 10 hours, 20 minutes. I was just reading and I literally was getting chills because I'm a little creeped out and nervous right now. It is the next day, so day 2. And as you can see, I got to 8 hours basically left, which I'm not mad at. But as I was saying yesterday, I was hoping to get to 7, but didn't quite get there. However, that's okay. And I did make it quite a ways into hidden pictures, and I have the hiccups, so bear with me. I am 46% of the way through page 195, and I'm really enjoying it. I was just flying through it and was just happy to be reading and was not bored at all, even from reading for 4 hours yesterday. So because I am just about halfway through and I got that far in a little over 2 hours, I'm hoping that I'll be able to finish this in like 2.5 more hours. And then honestly, I will probably be able to read a whole nother book plus maybe a little bit of another book in this video, so that's exciting, especially if I read one of the other 2 books I was talking about, Alchemy of Secrets or What Lies in the Woods, because they're both pretty short. But yeah, updates on like the plot of this book. One thing I didn't expect was that we have a little subplot of romance, which I always just love. It's not even I mean, it is a subplot, but it's like a subplot. Don't go into it being like, oh, there's a romance, because you would be disappointed. Our main character, Mallory, is trying to figure out what the heck is going on with Teddy, the little boy, and his drawings, and she's feeling alone and that she can't really tell people because she has a feeling that they're gonna think she's crazy. And I will say that I don't think she's an unreliable narrator, so I don't know, it almost made it sound like she was going to be, even just based on the summary of this book if you read that, because of her past with drug abuse. But I'm at least not seeing her that way, because what's going on is very obvious. I just don't think it's in her head at all. So I was kind of surprised by that because I was expecting her to be unreliable. But I really like her. I think she definitely really cares about Teddy and wants the best for him. And even if that makes her sound crazy, she is going to try to figure out what's going on because she wants to keep him safe. That's all I can really say about it without giving spoilers. But yeah, I just made myself a sandwich and I'm going to eat lunch while reading. That's a really nice thing I appreciate about the Kindle, is that you can actually like do other things while reading. I'm meaning like, I guess really the only thing I can think of, can I open this thing, is like eat, because you only need one hand, you know, versus it's kind of hard with a physical book, especially a paperback, because they like don't stay open by themselves. That's nice. I can read and eat at the same time. Maybe not as quickly, but still. Reading slowly is better than reading nothing. And also, did I already say it's like 1:30 and I haven't read anything today yet? So I would say as of right now, my goal is I really don't want like 4 hours left to read tomorrow. So we'll see, maybe to get to like 3 hours, but that would be kind of a lot, but we'll see. I'm not really in any rush as long as I finish it tomorrow. %70 of the way through, and I feel like we're about to get a big reveal. I'm so curious. We got an answer, but we also now have more questions than we did before. I don't know what to think. No idea. Well, apparently I should have never turned off the camera because okay, yeah. Now we have some answers and was not expecting that. Literally at all. I have like goosebumps. Sammy! Sammy, ew. Drooled on my Kindle. There's still something I don't understand though. But obviously we still have like 14% of the book left. Done! Oh, the ending was cute. I teared up. That book was not what I was expecting, but it was really good. Same as with Sorcery of Thorns. I feel like I need to think on my rating, do my rating breakdown, and let you guys know what I rate it. But as I just said, it was really good. Such a page turner, short and sweet. I loved it. And the pictures 100% made it better. Do not listen to this book on audio. It shouldn't even have an audiobook because the pictures make it. You go into it thinking it's gonna be one thing and then it ends up being something different, but not in a bad way. And it does it so gradually where it makes so much sense. And yes, there were some kind of creepy, I guess I can say, moments or scenes kind of where you get the chills and like the hair on the back of your neck stands up, you know. But would I say it's a horror novel? No, but it definitely has creepy elements, like the pictures and those scenes that I was just talking about. So if you don't like horror, but that you want something still kind of maybe a little bit creepy for spooky season or just something like that, I would definitely recommend this. And obviously it made me tear up at the end, which is not surprising though. I do tear up very easily in books because that's just who I am. But now we literally almost have 6 hours left, so I need to choose carefully what I want to read because I could definitely read What Lies in the Woods and finish it. I mean, I could probably almost finish a whole book no matter the size. I mean, granted, not like probably anything below like 450 pages, maybe even below 500 I could finish in 6 hours. But then that's always annoying because then I have like an hour left and I'm like, what do I do now with my time? And also, if I chose to read Alchemy of Secrets, I don't know if I want to read that in one sitting / one day because I don't know, I don't want it to like take away my experience of reading that book because I'm so excited to read it. So maybe I will just read What Lies in the Woods and I can get a little bit into another book, but enough to like give you guys an idea of how it is and stuff. So I think that's what we're gonna do. Also, it's just so nice reading on your Kindle and just being able to like be so comfortable. It really does help in these challenges where you're reading a lot. That's the plan. It's almost 4 o'clock, and as I said, I would like to get to like 3 hours left today, which means I need to read for 3 more hours. Okay guys, update. It is 11 p.m. I just now realizing how late it is. I am 30% into my book. I'm on page 97. This timer is actually wrong. I read for 50 minutes and I know that because I timed it on my phone. My husband was using his iPad because it's really his, and I just didn't want to be like telling him to pause it, start it whenever I was reading. So instead, I just did a stopwatch on my phone. So really, we are at 4 hours and 21 minutes left. And I decided that I was going to stay up for at least 20 more minutes to get to under 4 hours or to get to 4 hours, because that would mean that I've read for 4 hours today and 4 hours yesterday, and then I'll have 4 hours left tomorrow. So if we can get a little more than that, that would be great, but I'm not going to sleep until I at least get to 4 hours. So we at least need to read for like 20 more minutes. But luckily, this book is getting pretty good. So that always helps. And I haven't yet told you guys what this book is about, I don't think. So we are following our main character. What's her name? No, like seriously. Olivia? No, that's one of the friends. This is the problem with reading books so fast. Naomi. Naomi is like in her 30s, and 22 years ago, she and her two best friends, Cassidy and Olivia. I'm kind of reading the summary on this because, yes, I'm 30% of the way through, but one, I don't want to give spoilers because I don't remember what all is in the summary, and it's a very kind of learn as you go type book. So I'm just going to mostly read the summary. But they spent the summer roaming the woods, imagining a world of ceremony and wonder. They called it the Goddess Game. I'm actually just going to read the summary. The summer ended suddenly when Naomi was attacked. Miraculously, she survived her 17 stab wounds and lived to identify the man who had hurt her. The girl's testimony put away a serial killer wanted for murdering 6 women. They were heroes, and they were liars. For decades, the friends have kept a secret worth killing for, but now Olivia wants to tell. And Naomi sets out to find out what really happened in the woods, no matter how dangerous the truth turns out to be. So, mostly, at least so far, we're in the present day, when they're in their 30s. The 3 friends get together, and yeah, one of them, Olivia, tells Naomi and Cassidy that basically she wants to tell their secret finally, but they're all very skeptical. They don't know if that's a good idea. And at the same time, you're like, what's the secret? And now I know the secret. And then also something crazy just happened around the 30% mark that I honestly wasn't expecting. Yeah, so far I'm intrigued. I am excited to get more backstory on them from when they were 11, because that's when this happened. That's when Naomi was stabbed. And the one thing I will say is that I feel like I wish, so the past perspective is told as like basically like Naomi is telling the story to someone being the reader, and I kind of wish that it was like in first person point of view, like literally going back in time and her being 11 again, and then kind of telling the story in that way, you know? But it's not. And that's just something small that I kind of wish was different so far, but it's still interesting. And yeah, we haven't gotten a lot from the past. We're just barely getting into their goddess game and what that entailed and their secret. So yeah, really curious to learn more about that. And I'm also excited to get more creepiness, because some of the reviews or blurbs or something, I can't even remember now, but I remember reading something saying that this book is one that will make you want to like sleep with the lights on and not go in the woods for a while after reading it, which I'm here for. I want that, because Hidden Pictures didn't do it for me as much as I thought it was going to. With all of that being said, my husband's iPad is going to die soon, and I would love to go to bed soon. Let's just keep reading What Lies in the Woods. What? Okay, guys, haven't updated you in a while. I have an hour 36 minutes left. I have about an hour of this book left. I'm 79% of the way through, page 256. And again, there's like 320 pages in it, so getting there. Kind of annoying that I'll only have 36 minutes left. We'll see what I decided to do. But thoughts on this book. Again, I don't know if I'm just not sensitive. I mean, I'm not. I know that kind of, but it's not creepy to me. I don't know why. I know it's not a horror novel. It doesn't say horror anywhere on like the genres when you look at it, like on Goodreads, for example. It says thriller, mystery, not horror. But again, I saw some reviews saying stuff about they had to keep a light on while sleeping the next couple nights. But that's okay. was hoping it to be a little bit more spooky, I guess, and more like, oh, this kind of weird goddess game in the woods that these girls play. And don't get me wrong, it is weird. It is weird. Our main character, Naomi, is not my favorite, I will say. She makes really stupid decisions. And I mean, it's your typical, like, she doesn't want to tell people the truth or what she thinks because they'll think she's crazy or because she doesn't want to get in trouble. So what if someone is following her? I'm not going to tell the police, no, because then I have to tell them all this, blah, blah, blah. So then she's just putting herself in danger. And I just hate when characters do that. And she's very self-sabotaging and blames herself for things that aren't her fault, or that she at least shouldn't only blame herself for. But in terms of the plot, it's really interesting. Again, I'm gonna say that I wish there was a little bit more about when they were younger and playing the goddess game in the woods, because there hasn't been a lot on it still, and we're kind of almost done. Less than 100 pages left. But we did just get a pretty good reveal that I wasn't expecting, and I don't know, I just never expect things. I read a book for escapism, for just enjoyment. I'm not trying to dissect the book or guess what's gonna happen. Yes, sometimes I just do it without trying, but usually I don't because I'm not trying. Same with this book. I didn't see it coming. Maybe it's obvious and I'm just stupid. I don't know, but I'm very intrigued to see what comes of this reveal because I don't know what to think. I'm skeptical. I'm a little bit nervous. What's the end goal in this? Should I trust these people? Like, I have no idea. So, yeah, we're doing good. I'm definitely gonna finish my reading today, which was the goal, of course, and it is 6:16 p.m. So I'll probably stop soon, eat dinner, take a little break, then finish the book, and then, yeah, see how much time we have left when I finish it and what we want to do from there. But that's the update. We're almost done. The end is in sight. So I will probably just see you guys when I finish this book. You guys, this book is like plot twist after plot twist after plot twist. I can't keep up with this, and it's crazy, and you can't trust anyone. Oh my gosh. This is crazy. Okay guys, I finished my book. I finished it. That was crazy, and I really enjoyed it. It was exactly what I asked for in a thriller. It was page turning. It was pretty thrilling at times, suspenseful a little bit. The plot twists were crazy, and there was more than one, like a lot. There was a lot. And now I would love to read more by her. She has written a lot of books, and one of them was nominated for a Bram Stoker Award called Rules for Vanishing. So I need to look that one up, and just her other books in general. I highly recommend. And I can't remember where I heard about it, but it needs to be talked about more because it was really good. But now I need to start a new book. I was contemplating just reading a little bit of the audiobook I'm in the middle of right now because I own the book physically. And if you're wondering, that book is It by Stephen King, and it's huge. It's over 1,100 pages, and I am, I think, about 60% of the way through it. Whatever page that's on. Again, I'm listening to it on audio. I was kind of originally planning on doing both, listening, reading, etc., but I'm really enjoying the audio, so that's how I've been doing it. So I think just to not randomly pick up a book 60% of the way through and read it for 40 minutes, I'm just going to start a new book and hopefully I can get like a little bit into the book, maybe 55 pages in 40 minutes. But the book that I think I'm gonna start is from the library, and that is Immortality, a Love Story by Dana Schwartz. And that's kind of funny because if you guys saw my last 12-hour readathon I did about a month ago, I read the first book, Anatomy, a Love Story. And I was picking up a book from the library, or maybe returning it, and browsing, and I was like, I wonder if they have this like here right now for me, because if so I might just pick it up. And I figured this would be the perfect opportunity to read it, because that way I can just get this duology done and off of the series I'm in the middle of list that I have, because I am trying to get that down for the end of the year. So yeah, if you didn't see that video or haven't heard of Anatomy, it follows this girl, Hazel, and she, in Anatomy, is wanting and trying to become a surgeon, but this book or this series takes place in the early 1800s, I believe, Edinburgh, which is in Scotland. It's very unusual for a female, or not even unusual, literally unheard of, not a thing, for a female to be a doctor or surgeon, but she really wants to, but her family, you know, thinks it's ridiculous. She just needs to get married, but she doesn't care about that really. She just wants to be a surgeon. She tries to get into the class, the school, but the teacher figures out that she's a girl and kicks her out, but says that if she can pass the examination on her own, that he will let her continue her studies with him. But she's missing one very important thing to practice being a surgeon, and that is bodies. Corpses. But lucky for her, she recently became acquainted with this boy who is a gravedigger. His name's Jack. They kind of work together to help her out and help him out. He kind of has his own reason that he agrees to it, that you find out, and gravediggers are starting to go missing. And so you're also unraveling that. And the ending was not what I was expecting. I really liked it. I think I rated it 4 stars. So yeah, we're just continuing on. I'm hoping, like I said, that I can get at least 50 pages read, but I have a feeling that I might be able to read like 55. That's gonna be my goal. Okay guys, as you saw, I finished my time. It is almost 9 p.m. So just in time for me to relax for like an hour before I have to go to bed for work tomorrow. But yeah, we made it a little bit farther into this book than I thought. I remember the first book being a very fast, easy read, so I'm not really surprised, but we got about 60 pages in. I just added it up and put it in my phone. I'll put it on the screen, but I believe in total we read 800 something pages. I already forgot. We read 2 full books, finished one, and then started another one. So I think that's pretty good in the span of 3 days, and it definitely helped with my reading this month, because with those books finished, I believe I have read 5 books only, which is a little bit slower for me. As of right now, I still need to do my rating breakdown for What Lies in the Woods, but I know now that the other 2 books, I believe I both rated 4.5 stars, but I really liked all of them, and I think I liked What Lies in the Woods like just as much as the other 2. So yeah, very successful 12-hour readathon. Hopefully these videos are entertaining for you guys. I like them. It's like the perfect amount of reading for me. 24-hour readathons are a lot harder, so I definitely prefer 12-hour readathons. So hopefully you guys like these 2. I still think I read a lot in them, so hopefully they're entertaining enough for you guys to watch. But that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!